Did I oh, fuck, I like those sunglasses. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm a dumbass. So I started this project with a plan. I had a plan. I have a design document. You saw the last video. I have shit. Shut the fuck up, Jake.
We had a plan.
My friend is behind the camera being a dipshit. So I'm probably in frame. That's cool. I started this project. I have a design document. I have a plan. We're all good. But also college. Yeah. So my thinking right now, which is limited because, again, dumbass, I'm limiting the project. I'm cutting back a little bit. Not permanently. I'm gonna... Words. Words.
Bro can't speak.
Uh-huh.
You don't know the words.
I've ad-libbed literally every video I've done, and then just edit it until it makes sense.
That's the way to do it.
Cut that out. I started this project thinking that, or with the assumption that I would have infinite time. And college has gotten to a point where doing both is overwhelming because I'm looking at the project in a whole. And, Dad, if you're watching this, don't beat my ass, okay? So, you see what happened was, I haven't chunked up the project as well as I should have, and that has led to issues with actually developing with any kind of consistent timeline, which is why I missed last week's post, and maybe the week before. So the thing is, much like Doom and all of those shooters that came before it, I'm thinking the way that I'm going to continue development, and Jake, feel free to throw something at me or something if this is stupid, is I'm going to divide up the project into 3 episodes. Not of the series. It's going to be way long. This series is going to end up being 30 videos long minimum. But I'm going to divide up the project into 3 episodes, and that's how the game is also going to be released. Because, A, money is part of it, and then B, also, it's going to be way easier, because I'm just me, and as previously stated, I'm a dumbass. So, the thing is, you see what happened was, I really need to stop making that joke. My plan is for this first third or so of the project, I'm going to limit the number of mechanics I'm introducing and enemies and all of that to a certain list. And I'm planning this on the fly as I'm narrating this to you because, like I said...
You're a dumbass.
I don't think the microphone picked that up. But I'm a dumbass. So, in this first episode, my plan is to do, obviously, player movement. You've already seen that. I'm going to have 2 or 3 types of enemies, but those enemies are going to inherit from one essentially basic enemy where I'm just modifying the values like aggression and speed and that sort of thing. And I'm going to try and milk what little development I have time for as much content as I can get from it without doing an EA. Oh, and also that's the thing. I'm not going to do... It's not going to be 3 separate games where you're charged for each episode. It's going to, if you have the first episode, the second and third one will be updates to that. It's not going to be... I'm not an asshole. I'm not doing DLC content. Yeah, free DLC. Thanks, Jake. Or as, well, I guess it's not shareware, because I'll have a demo, but I'm not going to...
A trailer.
Sure. Well, I'm going to have a demo where you have, a level or 2, but, yeah. So, my thought is, I have Skullcap is what I'm calling him currently. I don't think that's what I think I called him Baldy in the last video. Me in the future, cut in me referring to this guy. Hillbilly. But I have this guy. He's all modeled and ready to go because I do things in the wrong order because I'm a dumbass. That's going to be the theme of this video. So my plan right now is I'm going to have that guy as an enemy and one or two other dudes. I'll introduce some of the story elements. Man, the lens really did pop out of that sunglass. That sucks. I'll introduce certain story elements. And for mechanics right now, I'm thinking the evidence system, which I don't think I've explained very well in this series so far. So we'll talk about it. And the combat system. That's what I was trying to think of. Because those are the two core pieces of the gameplay loop. Everything is going to come from collecting evidence and inferring what to do next from that, and also shooting dudes, because that's fun. With some light puzzle solving thrown in there. But all of that, in theory, should be fairly easy to develop. And then beyond that, it's not going to be a thing where I'm, struggling. I can develop new content as it's needed, rather than making the whole game and then building levels from the assets I've developed, which I think for a one-person studio is a really dumb way of going about it. Which is why it appealed to me, because I'm a dumbass. But no, we're gonna combat, right? I already kind of explained combat, so I'm not going to go into too much depth, but I have a couple of items planned out. Pretty simple to model, pretty simple to implement. Once I have the system in place, I can pretty much infinitely generate items as my heart desires. In theory, we'll see. There's probably going to be issues. There's always issues. Yeah, but that's okay. And then that'll be out of the way. And honestly, I do have a fair amount ready to go with the combat system already. It's just implementing it in conjunction with other things. And that's always fun. Implementation. Next up, enemies. The guy, I talked about the guy. So the way I'm imagining enemies working, and there's a video I saw recently that I'll link to in the description about I'm blanking on the name of the concept. What's the thing in code where you separate each, not literal function, but like functionality into different objects? No, it's fine, whatever. But essentially, you take Mario, for example. The enemies generally have movement, which in that game is just this, and health. So those can be two separate objects, which is great because that makes it easier to code and then also reuse them. So I have my health script, which has a collider or whatever, and then a health value, and then I can slap that on any dude, change the collider, change the value, but it still functions the same. And then I can also use the movement script. But then, in Mario, you have that piece of shit who throws... Is it axes or hammers? Do you know who I'm talking about? The, blue guy?
It's the hammers.
Hammers, the hammer guy. That's a different thing. So he has the movement script and the health script, but then also he has the throw script. And the throw script, you feed the hammer, so you could have him throw anything. And then the hammer is its own thing with its own set of rules and whatever. Modularity is key, basically, because I'm one dumbass, and one dumbass can't do a whole lot with a whole lot. So I got to make a little and then do a lot with a little.
Is it encapsulation?
You still hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, that's good. I think it was encapsulation. I think it, yeah. And the guy explained it in Godot terms, which is the game engine I'm using. If you didn't hear, you should watch the other videos in the series. Asshole.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm very hostile. That's concerningly loose. I might have fucked up my cord. He wiggly. So encapsulation, that's what I was talking about. And the thing with that is once I have a general movement script, I can have an AI, not literally an AI, I know that's contentious right now, but an AI that sits on top of that movement and health and shooting script that tells the enemy to do different things in relation to where it is in the map and where the player is in relation to it, which is great, because if I'm like, I want this guy to be a real piece of shit, I can have him chase after you the second he sees you and then just always do that. But if I want a guy who's like kind of spooky and creepy and a bit of a stalker, I can have him do that, but still using the same movement and shooting and health scripts. So that's going to make my life a whole lot easier because it's going to cut down. Honestly, that's just good coding practice. I should have been doing that anyways, but as previously stated, I'm a dumbass. I literally, the character script is, I have 2 scripts for the whole character. All of the movement, all of the melee, and it's a complicated-ass movement controller, too. So I'm not referencing anything outside of that script. The lean, the jump, handling ladders, all of that's in one script. I'm a dumbass. Yeah. So, we're not doing that no more. None. See what I'm talking about, son? Yo. Encapsulation. That's right. Shut up. So... We're cool. We're chilling. All right. So we have the enemies encapsulated, and that's great. That's lovely. You understand how that works?
I do.
Thanks, Jake. He said I do, in case the microphone didn't pick that up. I can't tell. Because I'm not wearing headphones. Great. So next up, 4th. That's not 4, that's 3. Whoa. So the next thing, the evidence, which I don't know if I've even talked to Jake about. This might be the first you're hearing of it. So in the game, conceptually, and I touched on this in the first video, I think, I hope. I don't know. I'm not good at this. It's cool, whatever. I'm explaining it now, so shut up. Just eat your lunch and watch me do stupid shit. I'm your internet monkey. So to all 6 of you watching. Hi Maddie. I'm going to hear about that in a couple of days. That's really funny. She made me side tangent, by the way. My friend watches my videos cuz she's great. But she commented on one of my videos, "Thanks for the headphone warning, asshole." And I didn't realize it was her. So I went back and re-uploaded the video with a headphone warning, and then she told me that it was her, and I didn't realize, so I went to all of that effort. Maybe she's not great, actually. So I am also a dumbass. It really did need a headphone warning. That's the one with the metal pipes falling sound effect in it. Is that meme dead?
No, it's never dead.
It's never dead, Jake says. I appreciate that. Metal pipe falling sound effect is always funny.
It is great.
I'm gonna edit it in after that. That wasn't funny to you right now. But
Very comical.
just me silently pointing at the air. Okay, so we also have the evidence system. That's what I was talking about. Tangent. We're gonna do some interesting stuff with that. I gotta figure out structurally how I'm going to make that work, because it's got to work across scenes, which is interesting. It's an interesting problem to tackle. But where was I going with that? So explaining how it works is hard because I don't know how it works. So because it's not a linear game, which, for your first commercial product, you always want to complicate. You always want to choose the most complex ass concept for your game. I'm a dumbass.
I'm a dumbass.
Am I in frame? Yep. That's good. Maybe I will have you stand behind the camera on the next one. That's really funny. Sorry for that. I'll draw my face and put it over that or something, maybe. So we're chilling. So the way the evidence system works, and I touched on this a little bit in a previous video. It might have been the first one, but I don't remember. Anyways, so the way the evidence system is going to work is I'm going to have pieces of evidence littered around the maps, and as you pick up evidence, you kind of get a sense of the story, and you'll be able to read the evidence and look at it and all that, like all of those indie horror games before me. But the thing is, I'm going to have a map, or you're going to have a map, rather, when you're playing the game, assuming I release it without dying. So you're going to have a map, and as places on that map are mentioned in evidence, they will be highlighted or whatever, and then you'll be able to travel to those locations. So it'll be not open world, but open-ended, kind of, the order that you tackle the game in, at least per episode, which also that's another perk of dividing it up into episodes, because, God, having a full-length game that's completely open-ended to the degree that you could literally travel to any location, balancing is going to be a mess. So I'm going to have pieces of evidence that allow you to travel to different locations, and I'm going to have to figure out how to handle that in Engine, because storing data across scenes is not fun. Interesting. I don't know how to do that, but that's true. I wonder if I could write to a text file. I think that is a thing that you can do. I think you can write to a text file in Godot. I'll have to look into that, because I think I saw an RPG game that used a text file, like spreadsheet, to get all of its dialogue. Anyways, so the evidence system, you'll pick up evidence, it'll save it, and then if it mentions a location, you'll be able to travel to that location. And that's kind of it. The evidence is pretty much zero interaction. You're just kind of reading it, unless it's one of the ones that mentions a location. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I feel you.
That's not okay.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Excellent. Jake is informing me that I don't actually know how a JSON works, but writing to JSON for all of you who know what that is. So my brain. Anywho, so the evidence system is actually, once I figure out how to save that data and access it, fairly simple to deal with. Although different saves of the game, that's going to be interesting to tackle. I'll work on it. So words and stuff, interesting dialogue, funny comment. Did I do it? So the evidence system leads me to my 4th and final point in the video, and that is talking about environment interaction. I got there. So obviously, there's going to be stuff like breakable boxes and boards across doors and that sort of thing, and I'm imagining that's going to work as a sort of soft lock kinda on the way the map progresses. So like maybe you'll come up against a door that is boarded up and you need to find a crowbar to break it open, but then you can also use that crowbar to beat the shit out of some radicalized people. That sounds bad. Is that bad? You can write to anything? Whoa. Interesting. That could be cool. So environment interaction, breakable objects and the sort, and also, and I've already shown this off a little bit, but movable boxes. But and I'm also gonna work on interaction in the immersive sim sense, kinda. So like activating electronically powered things, or I mean that's kind of it. So like doors, lights, maybe trash compactor. I don't know, but I'm gonna have a system pretty quick here, and this might actually be the next thing I work on because I've lost my mojo in making games, so I made a bunch of dumb side projects over the last week because I needed to like get back into the swing of and this might be a good exercise in getting back into this game. So think levers and buttons or light switches. Do I have to explain light switches? Are you that dumb? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you hit a light switch, thing go bright.
It turns you on.
Jake just said it turns you on.
Shows you a pair of titties and boom.
Okay.
Instant. I don't make the rules.
I'm gonna get. I'm not
Monetized.
There's 6 people watching me. I'm not monetized to begin with.
Very monetized.
I wish. Dude, that's kind of it. So for the next video, I think I'm going to bump it back up to once a week because otherwise I'm never going to make any progress on this because I'll get distracted and walk away. Hi, Dad. So I'm gonna, for the next week or so, and spring break is coming up, so instead of going to the beach and getting some bitches, I can work on... I'm really sad. Coding. I'll get bitches when I'm rich and famous. I should make that a t-shirt. Shit. Okay. Yeah, so next video I'm going to have some actual well, not really gameplay, but functioning things to show you. I'm going to have a door, hopefully. And that's like bare minimum. I'll have...
You're buzzy.
I'm buzzy?
There's a little bit of buzz.
Did that fix it? I think I did break the jack. That sucks. I'm going to have doors, like literally just doors. I'll have like a garage door or something that opens with a switch or button or whatever. And then I'll also have some start to a light system, maybe with flickering, maybe not. There's been rumbling going on all night. We're not sure what the hell it is. We think it's a moving bin. Jake thinks it's a moving bin. I think it's some kind of cryptid of some sort, and we're gonna die. So, you know, if there's no videos after this, I'm probably dead, and you should be concerned. I think that's about it. Cool, so I have an hour and 15 minutes to edit and upload this. That's not gonna happen. This video's gonna be late. That's unfortunate. Fucking deal with it. I don't...
You know what? The recording date is correct. That's all that matters.
I should have recorded this on Sunday.
Not really.
Anyways, yeah. Thanks.
Dumbass. I love how your fucking eyeballs are just cut off for that.
Excellent.